It's tough when you've set this expectation for yourself. And I found that a lot of frustrations in life tend to be the disconnect between expectations you set versus reality. And so I set this huge bar of like, we're going to build $1 billion company. We're going to be super successful. These are all vanity things. At the end of the day, I'm human. I still have an ego. I'm imperfect, but I still had these, like my ego was kicking in, and my ego was kicking in pretty hard and set this really high bar from an expectation standpoint. And then when we were so far off from that, that was what caused the depression. That's what caused the like not leaving my bed for weeks at a time.
It's like whiplash, totally.
Absolutely. And so I think it's important with whatever you do in life, and I've learned this being in a relationship with my wife and just professional relationships and just things that I want for myself, that if you don't manage your expectations and if you keep your expectations static, you will be very disappointed. You will experience a lot of pain and anxiety and frustration. And so I've had to learn to make expectations fluid and not keep it static. And I've had to learn to evaluate expectations along the way. And so I should have tempered my expectations about the company, my second company, from day one. And so it was a very humbling experience to experience that failure, but it kind of put me in a more appropriate mindset to go into Superhuman, where I didn't have these crazy expectations. I wasn't like, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. I did have ambition. So I think it's important to discern the difference between expectations and ambition. I was like, I would like for us to get there. That would be great, but I'm not expecting us to get there. And we'll just kind of see where this takes us. So that's what I would kind of whisper to myself, especially during the early days and through the painful experience of shutting down the company, is just constantly remind myself to evaluate my expectations and maybe refactor or recalibrate expectations. And it might be hard coded, a weekly thing, a monthly thing, whatever it may be, but just making that an intentional exercise.